Welcome to the Cinema Cult Network's special December Holiday-tacular. I'm Chris.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Honto.
I like how the name changed, by the way.
I just thought of it.
Yeah, holiday.
Yeah. Our
Christmas-
December Holiday-tacular.
Holiday-tacular.
It's a playoff October Spookfest.
It's nothing like that at all.
So the whole point of this episode is to talk about our top 5 holiday films.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler alert, I don't know if you guys knew that or not.
News to me.
But let's talk about
I'll come up with it as we go.
Let's talk about holiday movies in general, how we feel about them. Honto, let's start off with you. Do you watch a lot of holiday films?
I do, around the Christmas time.
Thank you. Matt.
Hot take. Hot take.
Breaking news, I watched some Christmas movies.
Hot gossip.
Hot gossip.
Matt, what about you?
If
Do
you
watch,
didn't know.
you watch a lot?
Yeah, I watch a good chunk of Christmas movies. Surprisingly, this year I haven't watched one yet.
So that's a lie then.
Yeah, but this has been a weird year, right? Because I will say that I feel like Halloween was like yesterday.
I agree.
So it even feels strange that when we're recording this right now, Christmas is a week from now. And
Oh
that's,
my God.
That's crazy. I haven't watched anything this year, but I think I've got like a good list of movies that core movies that I've watched many Christmases in the past.
Okay. All right. I myself only have a few that I watch every year. Like my 2 or 3 staples. I don't watch too many holiday films. Nothing against them. It's just...
There's only so many you can watch.
Yeah, and it's weird because we watch a lot of horror films, and people will say it's the same movie over and over, but with Christmas films or holiday films in general, I feel like they're usually the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, in that aspect, we'll start off with you, Honto. What makes a holiday movie a holiday movie?
Definitely has to revolve around Christmas, am I right?
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, what do you want me to say?
I don't know. I didn't...
What, is there a certain, vibe that you look for out of your holiday movie?
It's gotta be...
Do you want to feel the holidays when you watch a holiday movie?
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be real festive. It's gotta have Christmas sweaters.
Okay.
Gingerbread houses.
Oh, okay.
What else you got?
No, this is what you want, not us.
No, gingerbread houses.
No, it's just gotta feel like the holiday spirit, and it's gotta only happen... I can only really watch them around this time.
Well, let me ask you this, Matt, and I want you to answer both these questions. So I don't want to mention the movie because I feel like everybody mentions this movie, but it's a specific Bruce Willis film.
Yeah.
That everybody argues is a Christmas film.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what constitutes as a holiday film? Is it the setting? Is it the background? What is it?
Yeah, and I know which one you're talking about. Death Becomes Her is the quintessential Christmas movie that
is it really a Christmas movie?
Everybody references.
No, he was talking about North. He was talking about North.
I was thinking about Jackal. The Jackal?
Oh, the Jackal. The Jackal's the other one, Bruce Willis movie that everybody brings up around the holidays as well.
It's very true, yeah.
What was your question? I was too busy thinking of a joke.
Thinking of Bruce Willis movies.
Yeah, is this our top 5 favorite Bruce Willis movies
It is.
around Christmas time?
So the 2 questions were, what makes a holiday movie for you? And I guess it's kind of the same question, but is it the setting or is it the background that could be holiday, but that's not the main focus of the film?
Yes. I am bare bones, it just has to be around Christmas. That's it for me.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was trying to say.
I was so many words.
I was trying.
It just has to be on Christmas, but I feel that watching them, I don't need to feel all warm and gooey inside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't need that feeling, but if I do get that feeling out of it, a bonus.
So you're saying you don't need this, gooey show of emotions.
Exactly.
Is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
What about you then? Same
what was
question.
the question? Oh, okay.
The one thing you just asked.
It's tough because I feel like it can be just a background character in the film, but it has to be prominent though. It can't just be it's Christmas and then nothing's mentioned of it. It has to have a particular, I don't know,
impact on the story, the characters.
Yeah. And I think as we go into our top 5, it might be easier to talk about that.
Yeah.
So without further ado, let's go ahead and start our top 5 holiday films.
With number 1.
So
you don't have to watch us anymore.
Honto, what's your number 5 favorite holiday film?
So I'm doing something a little bit different because I feel like all of our movies would intersect.
Okay.
And it would intersect with other top 5 list. So, and since this year feels kind of like a Twilight Zone episode, I'm picking movies that are kind of like parallels to the movies I would have picked. So the top of the list would be basically called Deadly Games. We watched this together, Chris.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's the equivalent, the parallel to Home Alone.
Okay, I haven't watched this, and Joe Bob just covered this on Shudder, and so I was gonna watch it then.
I know you weren't a fan, Chris.
That was okay. I
Yeah.
didn't hate it. I thought it was kind of slow.
I thought it was an interesting movie because of how similar it was to Home Alone, and it's an R-rated movie. And it's basically a kid fighting a serial killer in a mansion, basically.
Yeah,
So that's my movie.
you like it?
Yeah, no, I thought it was pretty good. I would recommend it.
Is it scary?
No.
Okay,
No.
good. That means I can watch
Yeah,
it.
no, yeah. But this movie got, or I guess Home Alone actually got crap when it came out because the director of this movie, Deadly Games, who's a French director, he basically tried. I think he's either sued or tried suing Chris Columbus for directly stealing the story of Deadly Games for Home Alone.
Really?
Yeah, there
Yeah.
was some kind of controversy over it.
Um,
But you like it a lot? You thought it was... Have you watched it since we watched it?
No, I haven't.
No,
But
okay.
I liked it a lot. I thought. I mean, I
Yeah.
would definitely. I think since we still have time left in the month, I think I will actually give it another try.
Let me know. Do that, and then let me know how it was.
if it holds up, because so you've only watched it once, right?
It's
Because you guys watched it together without me.
But
Yeah.
it's weird because it's
It was one of those cool hangout moments where like
You kept
one
calling,
third
I
of
kept-
the Cinema Cult family wasn't
it's just like
invited.
our it's just like our viewing of Halloween 2018 at the drive-in where you didn't join us.
I know. I kind of regret. I actually do regret that.
Really?
Yeah, I actually do regret that.
It was fun.
Um,
But it's interesting because the movie came out in 1989, and then Home Alone was 1990, like directly after this movie came
Yeah.
out. Like
that's
basically
too close.
almost like a carbon copy, where it's like the kid is protecting his house
Yeah.
from a home intruder. In this case, it's a mentally deranged patient who's dressed like Santa Claus, and he's trying to kill this kid.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
so cool premise, or it's a good premise, but it is very slow.
It's a weird
That's-
movie for sure.
Yeah,
Like,
it's the pacing is kind of bizarre.
Yeah.
I'd watch it. I'd check it out. But so Matt, what's your number 5?
My number 5 pick.
Are you making this up? I feel like you're.
No, I'm just trying to how to introduce it. I wanted to pick a Shane Black movie, and I didn't feel like doing.
I was wondering because you can pick any movie from his filmography.
Yes,
And
and he's
it's-
got. I mean, I think Last Boy Scout takes place around Christmas,
I think
right?
it is actually Christmas.
And then
I think the only one might be Predators, the new Predator movie.
I don't think that takes place during Christmas.
I think
No, it
does.
takes place during Halloween.
Weird.
Yeah, but
That's why that movie was a box office bomb.
We covered a Shane Black movie on the podcast years ago, right?
Long Kiss
we
Goodnight.
Yeah, Long Kiss Goodnight, and that's a Christmas movie.
That's for sure. Christmas
so
movie.
I wanted
So
to
you picking the Predator?
Yeah, for best Halloween movie ever. So I wanted to pick Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I love this movie. And it's the only one in my list that I'll say if you remove Christmas from it, it doesn't change the movie at all.
Yeah.
So it's the only one that like it doesn't really ride to the core story. But it's a Christmas movie since our only staple tonight was that our only rule is that it has to take place on Christmas, so it's a Christmas movie.
And it's the movie that Robert Downey Jr. Brought him back to life.
Yeah. This is the movie that like right before he did. This is the movie that got him the Iron Man role.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
It was 2000.
Yeah, I think you're thinking of Gothica. Gothica was somebody watched Gothica and they said,
Is he in Gothica?
"Yeah, he's like a main
we
character."
saw that in theaters.
Yeah, we did.
Oh,
Yeah.
Interesting.
But no, I think it's just a really fun, like private eye, like neo noir Christmas
It's essentially.
film.
I mean, it's essentially a buddy cop, right?
It's a buddy cop movie. Val Kilmer's great in it.
Oh, he kills it.
And Robert Downey Jr. is great in it, and Michelle Monaghan's great in it. And I haven't watched it in so many years now, but I'm probably going to put it on this.
It
Christmas.
makes you wonder what happened to Shane Black with Predators. You know, I guess like all of his movies revolve against the duo, the buddy cop movie. But I guess maybe there's too many characters in Predators. Maybe that was why it was like a box office.
Yeah, it's possible.
That movie's also really terrible.
The first half's pretty solid. I remember watching it and I was like, "What's everybody complaining about?" And
It's
then like
rough.
It's
halfway
rough because
through-
it's like I mean we talk about Shane Black a lot on the podcast.
yeah,
And so we like a lot of the movies he's been a part of. And I think we were all really excited about the Predator movie.
Oh, I was really excited. We were about to actually pay money for it at TIFF.
Yeah, we were. We were going to go see it in
and
a
it was like
festival.
$26 ticket or something.
And
like
then
that.
and then you bumped into Michael Keegan Key, and he was like, "Don't go to this movie."
Yeah, he's like, don't do it for me. Chris, what's your number 5?
My number 5 is the Judge Reinhold vehicle Gremlins.
Oh,
It's
the main
Threw me
star.
off.
It was a toss-up between this and Nightmare Before Christmas, because I wanted to put something that was kind of like horror-related into the top 5. I think I like Nightmare Before Christmas better, but I watch Gremlins more.
Hot take: I've never seen Nightmare Before Christmas.
Really? I would like
What?
to watch that with you then.
Really?
I think
Yeah.
it's a really good movie. It's
It's a
solid-
Christmas. Okay, that's the one argument I will have.
Halloween or Christmas.
It's a Christmas.
I feel
movie.
like it's a Christmas.
I think
one,
it's
too.
Christmas. It's
Yeah.
got Christmas in the title.
Yeah, Halloween only exists for about like 10, 20 minutes.
Was
in
it
that movie.
Halloween Town or something? Or is
Yeah,
that what
but
it's called?
I mean, the whole thing is like it's all about a setup for Christmas. So it's a
Christmas.
it's a
movie.
Christmas movie.
Yeah.
But the reason I chose Gremlins over Nightmare is, I mean, it does have like a nice.
Because it has one of the most depressing stories of all time
Right.
in a movie.
Yeah. Well, it's weird because like the first like 45 minutes is very Spielbergish,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden it gets like really dark and it's kind of violent, and then that dark story that Phoebe Cates tells, and it's cool because it does take such a like flip halfway through, and I think that's why I like it so much.
Yeah.
But I feel like it is very Christmassy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's very
Yeah.
present throughout the movie.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's and it was one of the movies that certified the PG-13 rating, right?
Yeah.
'Cause it was that in
Is it?
Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
I didn't think.
The
I thought
Poltergeist
it
were
was.
the
I
three?
thought it was just Poltergeist and Temple of Doom that caught that PG-13
I thought there were the 3 that like
or like caused it to be.
yeah, they were
I thought
the
Gremlins
cause.
too, because Gremlins is PG and it's pretty
I think
violent.
it-
for
I
because they're all
PG.
Spielberg related.
I think.
I
I
knew
think it is.
that.
I think it is too.
Yeah. So Honto, what is your number 4?
So I would have picked Scrooged.
Okay.
So instead, I picked Just Friends because
Yeah,
I
that's
just
a good
watched.
one,
I
dude.
just watched this a few days ago, and this movie is hysterical.
It's awesome. It's a
Yeah.
great movie.
So the reason why I picked it is because you got this, this formerly or kind of he had a friendship at one point, becomes rich and successful, and becomes kind of like a Scrooge, if you will, or Scrooge, and then kind of has to rekindle this friendship and everything throughout the movie, kind of like Bill Murray in Scrooged. So, but I feel like this movie does capture it takes place around Christmas, home for the holidays. Kind of captures every single aspect of a Christmas movie.
it does. It represents the holidays really well, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah. Wow.
It's if you haven't seen it in a while, I would highly recommend it. There's only like a couple of line deliveries that were kind of like, oh, they can't say that. In this
Oh, was it
movie.
dated? Okay.
Yeah, kind
Yeah.
of like kind of offensive.
I won't change my number 5, but it would have been really close. Like maybe a number 6, because
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that. The movie's solid.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Matt? What's your number 4?
Real quick though, Just Friends. I completely forgot about that when I was making my list.
Yeah.
So I was thinking of honorable mentions, which we'll get to, I'm sure. But like that one was completely gone from my memory. But that's a great Christmas movie, and it's
Yeah.
because it's New Year's too, right? So it's a holiday movie.
Is it New Year's?
I want to
Maybe-
say like the
maybe
end
toward-
of it takes place
maybe
on
towards
New Year's,
the
right?
end. Yeah, maybe towards the. I
don't
can't
know.
remember.
I can't remember either.
I just watched a few days ago. I can't remember.
Oh, okay.
It's my number 4.
I love it.
My number 4 is I'm gonna have to go with Scrooged.
Okay.
Yeah, we covered
Matt,
it
I'm
last
not
year
going to
for the
lie. As
podcast.
you say these, I feel like you're just winging it. You're like,
No, it's honestly
Calculating.
there's
episode.
okay. There's the 5,
Yeah.
and then it's like there's a couple of them that have been dancing around in positions, and I'm like, Scrooge was actually like at a 2 spot, and we watched it last year for the podcast, and I've seen Scrooge.
It was last year,
How many
wasn't it?
damn times?
What did
in
we
my
do
life?
last year? Home Alone 2 and Scrooge?
I
Or
think
no,
so.
Black Christmas.
I think we did all 3 of those, actually.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I don't
Did we
even know what
do
time it is.
Black Christmas? We didn't do Black Christmas last year. I thought that was the year before.
It may have been 2 years ago.
Yeah, because I think that was a Dark House.
Home Alone 2 and Black Christmas for 2 years ago, and then I think it was Scrooge last year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, Scrooge is good.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, go back to the episode. I love that movie. I've watched it so many times. It was one of the ones that like, it was a staple Christmas movie that we watched with our dad growing up. And the speech at the end makes it. It's one of those. That is right there. That is one of those Christmas warm belly moments where you're like, oh, that makes me feel great.
Yeah.
And
It's a very good
like,
ending.
It's Christmas time. I want to go out and hug people.
Yeah.
You know,
Not this year.
Strangers
Not this
in the
year.
stores.
And,
Not this year.
And do some cartwiels in the snow like Tiny Tim, right?
Exactly. God bless us.
Did I forget something,
everyone.
little man?
God bless us, everyone. So, yeah, I mean, and honestly, and I'll say this: it is the best rendition of the Christmas Carol because a Christmas Carol, to its core, is a horror story. It is about a guy.
Oh, there's some terrifying moments in the
yes,
movie.
it's about this whole story is about it's about scaring this rude dude into goodwill using ghosts.
Yeah.
So it's a horror story to its core, and Scrooge is the only one that really kind of like it bends on that more than any of the other Christmas Carol stories.
Right.
It really just goes for it.
No, that's fair.
And Bill Murray's the only part in that movie too that kind of like it's a perfect balance where the horror of it's really scary.
Like you can
but
balance
Bill
the
Murray,
comedy and the
but Bill Murray makes it kind of like
levitate
joyful.
or like
So it's like a perfect balance for it to like kind of get away with being as dark as it is.
right.
Sir?
Chris, what's your number 4?
My number 4, and I feel like this movie wouldn't be the same if it didn't have the holiday back theme to it. And I'm not just choosing this just to be like different, but I feel like Batman Returns would be in my top 5. That's
I am not surprised by that.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I know
This is
you
a-
love that movie.
I
This is
think-
a previous episode.
A long time ago. Yeah, I love Batman Returns. I love the way it looks. I mean, it does have its flaws for sure, but I feel like the way it's such a dark movie with such a bright theme in the background.
Yeah.
And then like the way the snow counteracts with like how dark he is. I don't know. Everything just looks really good in that
I need to
movie.
give this another viewing. I actually probably haven't watched it since we did it for the podcast, which is like 4
or 5 years ago.
5 years ago.
Yeah, it was an early one.
But I remember not liking it. I think it's because like Batman wasn't in the movie. that
Oh, he
much.
is.
Or Bruce Wayne.
No,
Is it Bruce Wayne?
no, you're right because like honestly, like we talked about
It's one
this
or the other. It's like there's a lack of
Batman.
Batman.
Yeah, because on the soundtrack, like we bought the LP.
There's a track called "Where's Batman."
Yeah, like where the hell's Batman? He's in the title. No, like I was listening through the soundtrack and like I was like, man, they really don't play the Batman theme very much in this movie. It's really like Penguin and Catwoman heavy.
Because even
And-
in the opening credits, when they do like the main title sequence, it's not even following like Batman. It's following the Penguin as he's going through the sewer system and everything. So it's not even like a focus on Batman,
Yeah.
which the movie is called.
Yeah, what bums me out about Batman Returns is that there is no third Tim Burton Batman movie.
Right?
Because I feel like
feels
I would
incomplete.
really like Batman Returns if there was that third Billy D. Williams, Two-Face, Tim Burton
God,
Batman
they should have
movie.
brought him back,
you know?
and they should have done another Tim Burton.
So it's kind of a bummer for me when I watch Batman Returns and I'm like, I will say this, Batman doesn't look as cool as in any other movie but Batman Returns.
He does look
looks
awesome in this movie.
The
Yeah.
freshest in Batman
And I
Returns.
think that's part of it is with that snowy background against
Yeah.
The black.
his shadowy look. Like it really works well in this movie.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have it any other way because I think Batman Forever is a great film as well.
And it's also a great episode.
It is a great episode.
Side note, there's that extended Batman Forever version that apparently like somebody
I
dug up
saw
at Warner
I saw a
Brothers.
leak of the alternate opening sequence, opening.
Oh, cool.
Or I guess it's like going to Two-Face's
Two-Face breaks out of asylum or
yeah,
something
like that. I can't remember who the actor is, but there's somebody playing some like orderly or whatever that finds him escaped or whatever.
Okay.
But it's like an alternate or deleted.
I heard it's supposed to go more into it's supposed to go more into Batman's psychology, Bruce Wayne's psychology.
It's supposed to be a pretty dark movie with all that extra stuff.
but they took all that stuff out
Okay.
for running time. I think it's
Yeah.
like a 4-hour version. Or
It is.
something.
It's like over 3 hours for
Yeah.
sure. But Honto, what is your number 3?
So in place of "It's a Wonderful Life," somebody experiencing another side of a different world or a different life, I picked Trading Places.
I think I said Train Spotting for some reason.
Train Spotting.
Lust for Life.
Trading Place is a solid pick.
It's very,
Yeah.
very funny, and I love this movie. It's who directed it again?
Landis.
Landis,
John Landis. Yeah.
It's like if Twilight Zone never happened, it would be great to reflect on, but that whole story, that nightmare of Twilight Zone, kind of ruins the movie for me.
You think so?
I think so. His whole filmography, man.
Have you guys ever seen the Jeff Goldblum movie Into the Night?
No, please explain.
Okay. So it's the movie that John Landis made right after Twilight Zone, and this is kind of going off of what you're saying, like knowing what you know off what happened on Twilight Zone and watching his movies directly after, and it's got this like strange like vibe to it where it seems like it should be fun or funny. The death scenes are like really kind of like people die and like really kind of they die very like it's kind of like it's like his like Hitchcock movie if he was going to make a Hitchcock movie. He's actually in it too. Like one of these like intentionally dark movies, and just knowing his history with Twilight Zone and then making this psychology kind of carried over from what happened there. That he's like.
So you're saying it's the best Christmas movie you've ever seen?
Yeah, that's my number 3 pick. Is what I was getting at. The long way around, the short way. That's my number 3.
And Trading Places is my favorite.
Yeah.
Thank you, Honto.
my favorite number 3.
But we did Beverly Hills Cop 3, right?
We have
first year.
That is like episode 8, I think.
I didn't feel that way when I was watching Beverly Hills Cop 3.
Yeah, neither did I.
No, because I think it was him trying to forget about Twilight Zone.
And Coming to America is post.
Is it really?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Coming
I
to
think
America
it
is
is
88.
Yeah.
How did anybody let him work after Twilight Zone?
I spilled coffee all over myself. I don't know.
That's a tough question.
But I think Eddie Murphy wanted him on Coming to America because of his work with Trading Places.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great movie. Great Christmas movie. My favorite number 3.
Thank you, Honto, for your number 3 favorite Jeff Goldblum movie.
I'm going to edit all that out.
Matt, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is Bob Clark classic Christmas Story.
Oh,
Nice.
Matt looked at me like he might have gone the other way. He's like Bob Clark classic, Silent Night,
Christmas.
Black Christmas.
I
Yeah.
know. Christmas Story. Man, what is not great about this movie? They air it for 24 hours on TBS every year. And it's just a fantastic movie. I think it gets that Christmas vibe like right. Now I don't walk away feeling like, oh, I love Christmas.
Right.
But it really encapsulates that feeling of being a kid on Christmas.
Of iconic moments in the movie.
Yeah.
And it's just about the only thing I'm looking forward to for the rest of this year.
This movie is not for me.
Really?
I like it. I don't see the hype. I take it back.
I love it.
Oh, wait a minute. I love this movie.
That's my number 1.
Oh, yeah. I like Christmas Story, but it's like Nirvana's Smells Like Teen Spirit. Like, if I never saw it again, I'd be okay.
It's like a pop song. You're like,
yeah. I mean,
people love it, but
and it's good, and it's a really good movie. But if I never saw it again, I'd be okay.
yeah.
So
That's interesting. I can honestly, I can appreciate that.
But it's a well-made movie. It is.
I can
respect that.
only watch this on Christmas Eve and Christmas. I can't
early in the December.
like early in December.
Yeah.
No, it's got to be on Christmas Eve or Christmas. Like
Yeah.
that's the only time I ever watch it.
let me ask you guys this question then. How many, off the top of your head, how many movies can you think of that are Christmas related that are about kids? Because like honestly,
she said it. I was like bloop 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 bloop.
Like, what? I mean, outside of Home Alone, Home Alone's the obvious one.
Home Alone 2.
We're not going down that route.
Home Alone 3.
Home Alone 4.
I mean, Santa Claus.
Miracle,
Not really.
Miracle on 34th Street.
Yeah, Miracle on 30. Yeah, I would say that. Yeah,
And the original
Miracle on 34th Street.
Yeah.
That's Polar Express.
Polar Express. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. That's our Clint Howard.
Because I feel like all of our top 5,
Ice Cream Man.
like
Ice Cream Man.
like all of our top 5s are going to be very like adult oriented Christmas movies.
I think that's true.
Not like in theme, but like the adults kind of run these Christmas movies.
Sure.
You know.
Sure.
It's fair. Okay.
Yeah. So I would say it's like I think I like it for that reason that it's like, you know what, it is a straight narrative.
Main character
from a
is
kid's
a
perspective.
child. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it is like to its core.
I think it encapsulates like all the disappointments of Christmas of not getting that gift.
Yeah.
You know?
And honestly, there's kind of like no lesson in it. When you get done watching it, you're like, what's the lesson? Like, oh, he just shot his eye out and that's it.
That's
Like he still loves his BB gun.
It's what the adults have been saying almost the entire movie.
Yeah.
When it happens.
But it does, and it's like, but he doesn't learn any like major lesson from it. It's not like
Yeah.
it's just a Christmas story.
Yeah.
It's a simple Christmas
It's a simple
story.
Christmas story. Chris, you're number 3.
Before I say mine real quick, I do want to let the listeners know that if you're listening to the podcast, not watching the episode that we're filming, we are outside, and it is cold, and we're surrounded by a fire with coffee. So I just want to paint a picture for you.
That coffee isn't coffee. It's iced coffee now.
Yeah, it is.
It is iced. I was so bummed. I just poured it, and I was like, "Here we go. This is what's going to warm me up for the second half." And it is ice cold.
I drank mine a long time ago. But we're sitting here in Christmas sweaters and hats, and just actually check out the episode, and you'll get to see what I'm describing.
Honto's not wearing pants.
It's weird.
Tune in.
That's why we framed it above the waist.
My number 3 is Love Actually.
I still have never seen this movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Love Actually is a very, very not even just like holidays aside, very well made movie.
And I get that reaction almost every single
Really?
time. Yeah.
It's awesome because it's like 8 or 9 like stories that interweave, and each story is very interesting. Like I'm entertained throughout every story.
They connect at the end, or is it
some
just
of
kind of
them do.
like
There's a couple that kind of connect, but they all interweave somehow.
Well, you really dig anthology movies. I noticed that about
do,
you.
yeah.
Like anthologies in general, because like I feel like as far as conversations we had growing up as brothers and on the podcast, you've really like pushed like, oh, I like Twilight Zone, Tales from the Crypt, Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yeah, I guess I do.
You know,
yeah.
I like Creep Show. I like this. And Love Actually is the only... it's one of the few anthology movies to go outside of the horror realm.
Yeah, that's true. That's actually a really good point. I really thought about it that way before.
Yeah. What is that about? What is it about anthology movies that you dig?
Even with reading, I prefer short story collections. I don't know. Maybe it's my attention span, but I like the get to the point. We don't have a lot of time.
get to the next story.
Yeah, the story might be 30 pages long. We don't have much time. And I
dig
kind of like that
anthologies,
because it puts like the writer or the anthology or whatever in a like, okay, we got to sell the story quick.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can make a story out of 3 hours, but you're not going to sell it if it's dragging. You might lose audience members, stuff like that.
Yeah, okay.
So, I don't know exactly. That might be it. But as far as Love Actually is concerned, the cast is solid. It's a very warm-feeling movie.
Is it like a British movie or like UK?
It's the same director who did 4 Weddings and a Funeral, I believe.
Okay.
I'm pretty
And About
sure it
Time,
is.
right? Did
yeah,
you do
and
About
About
Time?
Time.
I still
Yeah.
need to see that movie too.
Whew, I'll watch it with you, and we will cry together.
Yeah. My wife bought that movie, and she's always wanted to watch it with me. And I just, man, I want to. It's a really good movie, but it'll crush you.
I think me and Matt watched it randomly one day together, and spoiler alert, together, and like 2/3 of the way in, we just started crying, and we were like, "Where did that come from?" Like it's a heavy
You're not
movie.
crying. I'm crying. Wait, what?
So my number 3 is Love Actually. Honto, what is your number 2?
So in place of, I know we tried to avoid Die Hard, but there's another Christmas movie that we actually covered at some point in this show's history.
Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapon.
Nah.
So the counterpart, investigating a murdered woman in Los Angeles. I picked L.A. Confidential, which also takes place during Christmas.
Man. Okay. Surprise pick. All
I need
right.
you to do me a
Very
favor.
cool. I didn't even think about that.
Watch the spoilers because I've always wanted to watch
yeah, I'm not
this.
going to say anything.
Oh, you're good. I couldn't.
It's awesome.
I heard it's awesome. I can't
Spoiler
find it
alert,
anywhere.
it's awesome.
Yeah.
I said don't tell me.
Dude, it's a pretty cool movie. And I'm in a weird like category with this movie, but I'm like one of the few who don't like it because of the action sequence at the end of this film.
Oh, I love it.
Because I don't think it fits.
It's weird.
Because it's like a very mystery cop movie.
Yeah.
And then you get like this kind of action sequence at the end, and I'm like, it's not terrible. It's not like it's like, this is a stupid movie.
It just
Not at
doesn't
all.
fit.
It just, for me, it was kind of
Like the
strange
flow of the
watching it
movie
first time.
kind of does like a complete 180 by these like the ending sequence.
It's very noirish, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. And
Cool movie,
you
man.
got like 3 different perspectives. You got Guy Pearce as like the new up and coming like police detective.
Yeah.
You got Kevin Spacey as the vice detective who like goes after Hollywood celebrities. Oh, and Russell Crowe, he at some point blows up a chair by exploding it.
She now. Did you leave her someplace? Just sell her out? Tell me where she is.
It's crazy.
Yeah, the scene is like somebody like they ask him what his lunch order is, and then somebody goes out and gets it, and they bring it back, and they mess up his lunch
I
order.
asked for weight.
Yeah, and he just breaks the chair. Dude.
Yeah.
It's
Is this
crazy.
real?
Yeah,
No, it's not.
yeah. LA Confidential. Check it out.
But I would
It has the
check
girl
it
from
out.
8 Mile in it, doesn't it?
Kim Basinger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The girl from 8 Mile. I love this game you're playing tonight, where it's like, I would love to hear your like Oscar introductions. Where
I would
like,
just love
the
to hear, like,
celebrities come out and they're like,
Like a 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. He just describes who they are.
yeah.
But yeah, LA Confidential. If you haven't seen it, I
will
highly
watch
recommend it.
It is on my
It
list.
is kind of awesome.
Okay, cool.
So
All right, Matt, what is your number 2.
Who wants to guess my number 2?
LA Confidential. I don't know.
You got it. No, just guess it. Like, I feel like you
Home Alone?
No, it's not Home Alone.
Home Alone 2?
Home Alone.
Why would you get upset? You told me to guess it. I
Okay.
did, and then you knocked me for
Guess
it.
more.
Guess better.
Guess more. Guess better.
What year? I mean, what decade?
70s.
Black Christmas.
Yeah, dude.
okay.
I love Black Christmas. It is such a fantastically made film. Not only
is-
for my love of slasher films.
Yeah.
But it is so creepy.
Yeah.
And it like just like Bob Clark's other movie, Christmas Story. As
Christmas,
was
comma, story.
Christmas Story, my third pick.
Christmas Story.
I was talking like Christopher Walken.
It was like
there.
slam poetry. Christmas Story.
Christmas. Black Christmas. A Black Christmas Story.
Scary movie. Not the comedy.
But like it nails like that feel
Yeah.
of like what Christmas looks like and sounds like and feels like. But it and like adding the horror elements to it, and it's a creepy movie.
I will say this movie is terrifying.
Yes. Like if I was a sorority girl, this movie would scare the heck out of me.
Oh, for sure.
Well, I remember when I first watched it, that was boring.
Yeah.
And then the second time I watched it, it was still kind of boring. But then the third time, I was like, I don't like this movie. Then the fourth time I watched it, and I was like, okay, it's not bad. The fifth time I didn't like it. But then
Really?
the sixth time when we did it for the podcast, I was like, it's not that good. But
This is surprising.
yeah, it's a roller coaster. No, I've only seen this twice. First time I was like, And then the second time when we did it for the podcast, I really enjoyed it.
This is like one of the only times for the podcast because usually like in the beginning, and I've been going back to the back catalog,
Yeah.
but like I would watch the movie a couple times. This is like one of the only times I've watched a movie in preparation for an episode like 4 times.
Really?
Yeah, I enjoyed this movie when we covered it.
Okay.
And I think I'll probably watch it before the end of this year.
Well, when did we do it last? Was it
I think it was actually 2 years
Was it 2 years ago? So I haven't watched it in 2 years. I recently picked up the Shout Factory Blu-ray they put out, so I haven't watched it yet for this holiday season.
Yeah.
I didn't. Spoiler alert: it's not in my top 5. But I kind of wish I would have watched it before we did this because I think it might have cracked my top 5.
Yeah, it's just like a lot of what I did with my list is what movies have I watched the most around Christmas.
Yeah.
Black Christmas is one. Is probably the most recent one on my list where I started watching about 5 or 6 years ago. 6 years ago, and I've watched it every single Christmas. It just I don't know. It's like it's one of the newest Christmas movies where it just puts me in the mood for Christmas. But it just I think that strange balance of horror and the jolly time of the year is just eerie.
Yeah,
It's
I haven't watched this movie
unsettling.
since we covered for the podcast. Definitely going to watch it, but that has one of the most haunting endings I've ever seen in a movie.
I don't
Yeah.
remember, so I'm kind of
It
excited. Okay.
is haunting.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I'll let you borrow my copy if you need it. Thank
Oh
you.
yeah, and
You're
I just bought it, and
Maybe I can
the
borrow
Shout
yours,
Factory
and then I can
release.
do like a duel, like start both
Yeah,
at the
on
same
each
time
turntable.
and just watch it.
But like that Blu-ray is packed with special features.
Oh,
which is
really?
Great. Yeah.
Is there like a lot of like featurettes or like history behind the scenes or something? Or?
Yeah, it's got a whole it's got a ton of like stuff on it.
Cool.
Like I haven't even gotten to I just started digging through it today.
Nice.
And I haven't gotten through all of it. So
Who? Remind me. Who did you say like put it out?
Shout Factory.
Shout Factory. Okay,
Yeah.
Cool.
Chris, your number 2?
2. My number 2 is Tim Allen's The Santa Claus, another Judge Reinhold vehicle.
Yeah, your theme for this month or for the Christmas is
Very judgy Christmas.
Dude, Santa Claus is an awesome movie.
I've never seen
Dude, it's
any. I don't
it
think I've
is.
seen any of those movies.
What they're all actually all 3 of them are pretty good.
Yeah.
But that first one, man, it's a solid holiday. I mean, it's funny. Like I really like. It's like legit laughs.
Yeah.
But then again, I always liked Home Improvement. I like Galaxy Quest stuff like that. I mean, I like
Galaxy
Tim
Quest
Allen's
is awesome.
humor. Or I mean, back in like the '90s and stuff like
Right,
that. So,
right.
but yeah, I think that's one I watch every year, and it doesn't get old. It's very fresh every time I watch
Maybe
it.
we should add
So-
this to the queue for before this the year's end.
Dude, honestly, it is a legit Christmas movie where it's like it's
So you do?
hysterical.
You were kind of quiet. I was afraid that you didn't.
No, I
agree.
really, really like Santa Claus, and it's basically what makes it Tim Allen.
What's
it's
the
Home Improvement?
I don't care about spoilers, but what's like the peril of the movie?
Like, what's the story?
Well, like what's the like what's it like? What's he trying to do?
Well, basically, he
kills Santa Claus.
he kills Santa,
I forgot
and
about that.
Yeah.
then he has to become Santa Claus.
But
Yeah.
it's like him slowly transforming.
yeah,
Okay.
and there's a
like,
lot
over
of good
the
moments.
year, and it's like he's basically like gearing up, and then everyone thinks he's crazy because he's like, yeah, I'm Santa Claus, and everyone's like, he's nuts.
So in a way, it's kind of like reverse thinner, where it's like he's getting bigger.
Yep, and that's how they
Yeah.
promoted it, Honto.
Is it
Yeah,
really?
That's exactly
That's
how
what
they
it says on the
promoted
post. It says reverse thinner.
Wow, nice.
And then it says by no one.
Sign me up.
Said no one.
Said no one.
Said Honto in 25 years.
I love that.
I am on board for this movie.
Dude, I gotta follow your Letterboxd account where it's
Oh,
just
I'm
like
definitely gonna
reviews
review
where
it.
It's like the review from the movie. Like, this is like a reverse thinner. 4 stars. Honto says, check it out.
I like that. I'm not gonna steal from Joe Bob, but that's
Yeah.
good.
All right, so before we all say our number one, I would like to say a few of our what's the word I'm looking
Honorable
for?
mentions.
Honorable mentions.
There
Thank
you go.
you.
I don't know if
The
I have
alcohol
any.
is kicking
Or just like
in.
1 and 2 that didn't really click on or jump onto the top 5. I don't know what I was trying to say.
Words.
Honto, what would you exclude that almost cracked the top 5?
Come back to me because
Okay.
I didn't think about this one.
That's fine. Matt, you got anything that you were kind of hesitant to put on there?
I really do love Die Hard,
Yeah.
but this is gonna be a hot take. I think Die Hard with a Vengeance is better than Die Hard. So
I
didn't
agree.
include Die Hard on my top
That
5.
is not a hot cake because I agree with you.
It is hot cakes.
I guess double hot take. I also agree.
Yeah,
That-
I
yeah,
think
right?
3 is awesome.
I think Die Hard with a Vengeance
Buddy,
is way better.
it's
I'm
a-
sorry, not way better. It's like if Die Hard's a 9.8, Die Hard with a Vengeance is like a 10.
Do you
Out
think
of
it would have been
100
better if they had
and
like
15.
Reginald Vale Johnson as the buddy in 3?
No,
No.
I don't think
No.
so.
Oh man, guys.
So are we all on agreement that Die Hard 3 would have cracked our top 5 Christmas movies?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Actually, our top 5 summer movies.
So, Matt,
Summer
you-
jams.
That is a hot movie.
That's a hot cake.
Did anybody have anything that did not crack their top 5?
I honestly can't think. Since I've been doing this like parallel list,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't really have anything.
Okay.
There's some older ones like Shop Around the Corner is one of my favorite Christmas movies. That didn't make my top 5. Edward Scissorhands is pretty decent, but I almost
That
feel like
one was
Edward
pretty good.
Scissorhands doesn't count,
We talked about this on the podcast,
right?
Yeah,
Because
we
it's
did.
like, I mean, Christmas.
I said
only
it is a Christmas movie,
but it only shows up for like what, the last 15 minutes of that movie.
maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll watch it again and let you know.
Like, I don't
Honto's
know.
got 35 movies to watch.
Yeah, apparently.
I added to the queue for the before the end of the year.
I'm trying to think. I mean, like, honestly,
It's tough to come out with like a list on the spot because
Yeah.
so many movies out there. And
There
I
were
don't
some
wanna,
hard ones
I don't
that,
want to. I don't want to name the ones that would be on a list.
Santa Claus
Sure.
and Home Alone. Those would be 2 that were like
Home Alone
they don't crack
was-
my top 5, but they're
In a-
like 4-star movies.
In a realistic list that I would make, Home Alone would probably be number 1.
Okay.
But like, I don't want to say it because,
Yeah, but you just did.
well, yeah.
But honestly, and I will say this: I enjoy so far your guys' top 4s. I enjoy like this because I feel like every time I see a top 5, it's like Home Alone, Die Hard,
Exactly.
White Christmas.
that's why. And that's why I didn't
Uh,
want to pick this list because
Vegas
that list-
Vacation, which is the better one. Let's be honest.
Everybody
guys.
loves Vegas.
Well, there you go. Runner up would probably be like Christmas Vacation.
Yep, that's one I didn't really grow up with. So
I watched it like off and on, but I recently revisited it like in the last couple of years. And I
did
really enjoyed it.
I liked it too. I didn't love it like everybody else did, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of memorable quotes in there. Why'd you laugh?
I heard it too.
You sound so cold right
I got
now.
the shivers.
I know, you're like rattling. I feel like you're like being electrocuted in your chair.
Yeah, that sounds like a good movie. I would add to my list.
See, that's the thing I can turn off. It's off.
Oh,
Good.
dude, good on you.
Yeah, right? So Home Alone, I would say almost cracked. Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
And then Black Christmas and Krampus, I wanted to put
I
in
haven't
there.
seen Krampus since we did it for the Now.
See, I haven't
I
either.
haven't either.
So I recently purchased it. I'll do a follow-up video to this video
Okay.
called Hey. And I'll give my review on Krampus.
Okay.
So at this point, let's go ahead and go around the circle. Start with your number 5, leading up to your number 1 reveal. Honto, you start.
Number 5 is Deadly Games. Number 4 is Just Friends. Number 3 is Trading Places. Number 2 is LA Confidential. Number 1 would be like the counterpart to Christmas Story would be Black Christmas.
Oh,
Because it's directed by Bob Clark.
Dude, I love your list.
Thank you.
I'm like all about. I feel like I'm like legitly like reacting to your list. Chris, your list sucks, dude. What's going on this year?
Wait,
man?
what?
Not just got all the surprise picks. What the hell,
yeah.
man?
I legitimately wanted to
Would
try
you just
something.
walk the DVD aisle at Walmart this afternoon? You're like that one, that one, that one. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Whatever they had on sale.
It was a 5-pack that you bought.
These are my favorite.
This is my favorite.
But yeah, no, I legitimately wanted to try something different because obviously our if I would have picked the movies I would have picked, they would have for sure intersected and would have been a boring list because we're saying the same stuff over and over again. And it would have been on any other list that you see on the internet.
Yeah.
Whatever. So I wanted to try something different, pick the parallels because 2020 is essentially like a Twilight Zone episode. So I picked the Twilight Zone equivalent of a Christmas list, basically.
Okay.
Not your traditional
Your
Christmas.
your dark
It's not
matter
really,
Christmas
I mean,
list.
it's not really like a dark matter because they're all Christmas movies, essentially.
Okay, so what do you like about BC?
Oh,
That's Black Christmas.
British Columbia?
Yeah.
I love Canada.
That's what we're doing it on this show. Black Christmas. Go ahead, BC.
We've already talked about it. We talked about it when you talked about it.
Why don't you
Woody.
just, why don't you just put your phone in the mic and play the original episode?
Oh, just replay it? Just rewind,
Rewind.
several minutes. No, I think this is a fantastic serial killer movie, slasher movie. I think it's not talked about enough, and it is definitely a precursor to the slasher genre. I mean, basically it came before Halloween, right?
Yeah, it was supposed to be Halloween was supposed to be a sequel to it.
Because it's supposed to be your
Holiday
favorite,
themed.
like a like anthology, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
so Bob Clark, I was watching an interview with him today. Me and him are on the phone, even though he's been gone for a couple years now.
Wait, BC?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, right.
No, I was watching an interview with him, and he said he talked to Carpenter about this, and Carpenter's like, "Would you want to make a sequel to Black Christmas?" And he's like, no. He's like, Black Christmas is my last horror movie I'm ever gonna make. He's like, but if I was gonna make a sequel, I'd have it take place at the sorority again, and it would be the same. It would be a
Not
It would
again.
be a stalker, and I would have it take place on a different holiday, and it'd be called Halloween.
Wow.
So then Carpenter basically was like, that's the story where John Carpenter kind of got Halloween from.
Okay.
Which is, I mean, it's close, but it's not like he
Yeah.
didn't exactly rip Bob Clark off. But they
Right.
did. It sounds like they had the conversation together.
Yeah. I can't stop shivering.
Okay. For a second, as you were telling that story, I thought it almost sounded like a drunken history. He's like, and then like Bob Clark called him and said, "Hey man, I got this movie for you." And John Carpenter's like, "Yeah, I would do that movie." And he said, "Well, then come on over." And you're like, "Come on over, please."
What's it?
Oh, that's the celebrity guest that's on that episode of Drunk on the
Bobcat?
Street. It was Bobcat.
BC Goldthwait.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh.
Chris.
No, you.
No, it's you.
Yeah. Go
Okay.
through your top 5.
Descending order from 5 to 1. Number 1. Number 5. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Copy.
Number 4 was Scrooged.
Okay.
Number 3 was A Christmas Story.
With Jeff Goldblum.
Number 2 was BC.
Okay.
Man, you got a couple of BC movies on there.
That's true. Number 1, It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
I thought
gotta
about
go
that.
stereotype here. Gotta go stereotype
Yeah.
here. It is like one of the movies that makes me just like guttural cry at the end. I think it's a fantastic movie. I find it like, unfortunately, like the day and age we live is that it like older movies are kind of an acquired taste.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
I mean, you can see like movies that like, I mean, if you're going from 1970 under, you're like, a lot of the movies you'll hear is like, oh, Wizard of Oz gets talked about a lot. Citizen Kane gets talked about. White Christmas. Like, there's a lot of the core ones, and like, but like how effective they are. And It's a Wonderful Life is an extremely effective movie where like you've got to be like stone cold to watch that movie and not feel anything.
Yeah.
And it's great.
It's been a while since I've seen it.
I've seen it once, and it was a long time ago. I don't really remember. I mean, I remember liking it, but it definitely needs a
you gotta
rewatch.
watch it again, and it really captures. Like Frank Capra really gets that Christmas feeling like right with the snow. Like the snow just looks perfect in it. And it's something that's copied in like Gremlins and it's copied in like Black Christmas and A Christmas Story. Like they all kind of like took what Capra was able to do with Christmas and then It's a Wonderful Life, and then be
Yeah.
like, that's what Christmas is
The
supposed to look
snowy
like.
environment.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing I'm going to say to this movie is going to do it as much justice as it's already had so far in its history.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a great movie. So, yeah, it's number
Okay,
one.
I'll rewatch it.
It is indestructible.
Okay.
Oh,
Ooh, good
nice.
word use. That was good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Chris, go ahead.
Starting number 5, Gremlins. Number 4 was Batman Returns. Number 3 was Love Actually. Number 2 is Santa Claus, and then number 1 Scrooged.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, everything we said on the the original podcast when we did this, it blends horror and Christmas very well. The ending's solid. The casting's great. I think because it's a Richard Donner film, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just think everybody on board just does a really great job. I know Bill Murray's talked about his distaste for this movie, but I feel like Bill Murray has said things and then
He said
gone
that
back
for
later
all
on.
of his movies.
Well, and I think later on he's gone back and been like, yeah, I don't know why I said that.
Yeah.
So I don't know how he feels about it now, but Scrooged is solid.
I don't
agree.
know why that movie does not get the praise that it deserves.
Right? It's kind of bizarre.
I feel like it should be a bigger Christmas movie, but
Yeah.
it's not.
And you got a Danny Elfman score, right?
Yeah, it's like Tim. And you say Richard Donner, but it's like basically Tim Burton.
It does feel like a Tim
It
Burton.
feels like a Tim
does,
Burton
yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Because of the Elfman score. But like, I'll say like I like about your list. You seem to bounce back and forth between the horror and like more heartwarming stuff.
Yeah, it was weird because I wanted to put
Like it's
some
weird
kind
that
of
like Batman Returns is next to Santa Claus and like
It is when you put
Love
it that way.
Actually and Scrooge and
yeah, what an odd list when you put it
yeah,
that
but I
way.
like that though because it's like I feel like that's the kind of that's the cool thing about like that's mendable about the Christmas holiday is you can do something that's like horrific and scary and do the heartwarming stuff. Something you can't do with Halloween movies. Obviously, they all have to be kind of scary or
That's good. Yeah,
charming.
that's true.
But yeah, so I like that about your list.
Oh, I appreciate
And I'm
it.
also kind of going back because I feel like I got a little mean on your list with that joke during the Christmas holiday.
What was the joke?
Don't worry about it.
I can't even remember.
Water under the bridge.
I think you called it trash. I
Presents
think.
under the Christmas tree.
Oh, you said my trash list. That's
yeah,
right.
your trash list. No, guys, honestly, these top 5 lists are pretty solid. Like,
I was pretty happy with mine.
yeah, it's nice to hear some. I'm glad Home Alone wasn't on anybody's list.
But it is a really good movie.
Yeah,
it's a
it's
great
really good.
movie.
Yeah.
I just watched it yesterday.
Yeah, fantastic movie.
great.
But I'm glad it wasn't on there because it's like, or Die Hard because those are the ones we hear talked about so often.
Yeah, and I feel like, and that was one thing is I didn't want to pick a list just to be different, but I feel happy about everything everybody picked, and without trying to be cool or hip or anything like
yeah,
that.
no, it's a
Yeah.
solid list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to do it for our December holiday tacular, brought to you by us.
The name
Cinema
might
Cult.
change. But
We'll see.
We'll see.
But no, thank you everybody for watching, for listening. We are on a new platform. Honto, take the lead for a second.
We got ourselves on to we changed from SoundCloud to Anchor FM, and this platform, or I guess hosting site, automatically distributes it to several different platforms. So now we're on Spotify.
Which is a big deal for us. We're
Big
very
league.
excited.
Spotify, guys.
Yeah. And,
We're there.
Big League Chew.
We're there.
yeah, the Big League Chill.
Big League Chew. That's where we're
So,
there. So
as of when this episode comes out, all the other episodes might not be there yet, but just
it's a process.
hang tight because I got to go through every episode and do slight edits to everything because of how they downloaded.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's annoying, but I'm just happy that it's on. It's back up.
If I have to give you a holiday gift this year, it would be a thank you for uploading these to Spotify.
Yeah.
Nothing that was money related, but just a thank you.
You guys, thank you. I like doing this.
Oh, good. So, all right. Well, that's going to wrap up this episode. You can, if you have any requests, Honto, what do we got? Hit us on Facebook. You can email us.
Cinemacultpodcast@gmail.com. We got Spotify, Facebook. Where else? We got Google Play.
We're still on iTunes, correct?
I think so, yeah. But
Okay.
it pops up on 2 different shows for some reason, but just check out for the new logo.
Yes.
Like and subscribe. We're also on YouTube. Got videos going up there.
Yeah, this will be up on YouTube. And then now past episodes, we talked about this, but past episodes are going to go up on YouTube maybe?
At some point.
At some point. They're not.
Let's focus on the
yeah.
audio first.
There's a lot of like re-uploading that goes on, and now I don't know how as far as like easy it is for you to re-upload the audio episodes on the platforms, but it will take some time, like with the YouTube videos.
My goal by the
updated.
end of this year is to have all 172 episodes available on Spotify and the rest of the platforms.
Man, we're like super close to 200.
I
We got to
know.
pick that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie for episode 200.
We'll pick a good one this time. Viewers, listeners, thank you so much for tuning in. We hope you liked it because we love doing this. Have a great holiday and please be safe. I'm Chris,
I'm Matt.
And I'm Honto.
and we'll see you next time.
What you're saying, knowing the history that he just got done making Twilight Zone. Go ahead, keep going. Like
Are
knowing
we
the
3,
history.
2, and 1 in that?
No, it's fine. I'll see it. Knowing the history.
No, you can't just go in. All
All
right,
right,
you ready?
3, 2,
2, 1.
Hold on.
Quiet down!
Stop your car. You jump in front. We're
Yes, I do.
recording.
Okay.
Start that whole area over with the
Okay. Have you guys?
3.
3, 2, 1. Have you guys ever seen the movie Into the Night?
Matt,
with
you
Jeff
gotta take a
Goldblum?
pause to know when you say 1 because it morphs together.
It does. Okay.
I've edited before. 3, 2, 1.
Have you guys ever seen the Jeff Goldblum?
You're
You
like-
son of a bitch. Dude, this is.
I'm so happy I'm not editing this.
3, 2,
3, 2, 1. Have you ever seen the movie?
Matt, take a pause. 3,
Welcome
2,
to my world.
3, 2, 1.
Have you ever seen the movie Into the Night with Jeff Goldblum?
No.
I have not. Jesus Christ. You are making this a fucking nightmare.
Oh, I wanted to leave that in. I was gonna leave that. All right. 3.
I don't even feel like talking about this anymore. Okay.
I'm sorry. No. I'm sorry. Oh.
Ed Oaken can't sleep. Every day he has breakfast.
Oh, that's Stan.
Every day he goes to work. Every day he comes home.
You're losing your mind, Ed.
One day he comes home early. That night he takes a drive. And Diana falls into his life.
I have something they want. It's worth a great deal of money.
Let's not do anything rash, Ed. This is just too weird for me.
I was his mistress.
This is ridiculous.
Jeff Goldblum,
Why can't I sleep?
Michelle Pfeiffer,
I'm one of the bad guys.
Into the Night, a dangerous romance. Into the Night, the new film from John Landis.